Hello, guys. Can you hear me okay? Good morning, and thank you for joining. Hey, Butterfly, Leslie, and Billy, Wisdom, and Doodle. Thank you guys for coming in. We'll wait a few minutes and see if we can get anybody else to trickle in before we get started. If you guys can hear me, let me know in the chat, please. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you, Jean. Welcome in, everybody. We'll get started here in just a few minutes. I want to give everybody time to get in. We're going to go over some new audio for Jennifer Soto's interview with police, and take a look at that and see where that takes us. Well, we know it's going to take us somewhere. Yeah. I'm up here flying solo today. I might have somebody pop in or out. It depends on their schedule. Hump day already. You know what? I'm home today and it feels so good. Like I feel like I've been going and going and going, and it's like I was so tired last night. I wanted to do this last night, but I was like, no, it ain't gonna work out. So I put it off to today. Hey Andy, thanks for coming in. You guys having a good week so far? Or is it about to kill you like it had me? Sitting at home today, getting my laundry caught up, got some food on the stove. Have any of you got? I know Butterfly has heard this audio. Have you? Any of you guys reviewed it yet? Let me get this banner up here. Wisdom, you had the chance to listen to it as well. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it got me heated too, Butterfly, and that was probably why I probably didn't need to go live with it last night, because I was tired and I was irritated, and I probably would have let this lady have it. Don't mean I won't today, but it probably would have been way worse last night. I think this new audio just it confirms what we saw in the reports, that she had stated, but hearing it out of her own mouth in the way she talks about things, um, just kidding, just kidding. I'm like, lady, are you a toddler? I can't. Yeah, I could imagine, Butterfly, the things you were saying. Because we know, and like the video said, we definitely call bullshit on her. Most definitely. Yeah, I was waiting on Plunder to drop the new files into her Patreon, because that's where I've been getting everything, is through her. And she didn't yet, but she did do her own video of the audio, and I think we're going to review that one, because it's a little less interrupted, you know what I mean? And I think it'll flow better. So I did review both, and I think we're going to run with Plunders, but I do want to give a shout out to Grizzly True Crime. Guys, if you haven't heard of her, go check her out. She's really good and she's thorough, and I've been watching her for a long time. So I did like it, and but then again, I caught Plunders as well, so I decided we're going to use that one for today's review. But it did come from Grizzly receiving the latest dump from the state. So as soon as I can get my hands on all those, we'll have them here as well. I know there's interviews with Stefan's father that are audio. I believe there's one with Maddie's best friend. Of course, that's a minor, so I don't know how if they'll, how much of that's out there. We'll find out. I know that Grizzly was going to go through the other things that she had and start getting those out there as well. And she's been great. She's like, you guys use it. Just, give me a shout out. So we're definitely going to give her a shout out. And Doodle, if you could find her link and drop it, that would be great. Yeah, she is very fact based. I mean, you're gonna go in there and you're gonna get facts and no bullshit. I mean, she's like us. She's gonna throw her shade and have her views, but it's really good over there. There's a good story I'm interested in or been loosely following. If she's doing a coverage on it, I usually go check it out because I don't cover every single case that I'm interested in. That's hopefully can change as we get my schedule better now that school has started and my kids going to work. I think things are going to start settling down and I can get into my new groove. I don't like it when things are all chaotic. My brain does not care for that. I like to be organized and have some chaos to my organized chaos, I guess is a better word. I can't deal with complete chaos. But I don't expect we'll have a very large crowd, and that's okay. It doesn't bother me. Growing organically over here, and we'll build as we go. But we're going to review this video in just a sec. It gives me more questions about Stefan's mom and her little low blood pressure episode we reviewed the other night. Just I'm still building some timelines out for you guys, and now that I do feel like I'm getting some extra time, I'm going to really get on that because when we present the case and we look at things, I want to be able to grab something and be able to look at it right then and know what we're talking about. So I am working on all that and getting us all organized with this case and the ones going forward. So, but I'm going to go ahead and start presenting this. Hey Sleuthy, how are you? Thanks for coming in. We're about to go over some audio with Jen Soto here. Oh, and by the way, now that I've seen her in here, it's a good time to say we're going to be doing some more updates. Remember, guys, Joe is going to that hearing on Friday for the Delphi. He'll be back with live updates after that. So looking forward to that and getting back on some more Delphi coverage as well. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. All right, let me get the screen up and we'll go ahead and start this. If you guys let me know in the chat if you can hear me or not. You know, I have tech issues sometimes, but there's nobody home today. It's just me, no kid on the Xbox, or none of that's going on. So if you have any, and we'll get started.
On Tuesday, February 27, 2024, at approximately 1600 hours, Detective M. Tagler was notified of the missing person investigation involving Madeline Soto, one day after the 13-year-old was reported missing. Tagler responded to assist with canvassing. She responded to the initial command post located at 5100 Town Center Boulevard, Orlando, Florida. Upon her arrival, she was tasked to speak to Stephen Stearns with Detective L. Acosta. Later that night, nearly at midnight, she spoke with Maddie's mother. Thanks to Grizzly True Crime, we have the following audio of Jennifer's interview, which I've transcribed.
You could tell. Dash 11313. Today's date is February 27th, 2024. The time is 23:32 hours. Gonna speak with Jennifer Soto. Hey, Jennifer. I haven't introduced myself. My name's Myra Tagler. Okay, I'm a detective with the Sheriff's Office. Do you mind if I talk to you? Do you mind if we talk over there by the car? That's fine.
Where? Inside the
In the car.
Yeah. Our car?
Yeah. baby.
Yes, I'll wait with him.
Does it lock?
No, it should be fine.
Over here.
Are we going to be able to go back home soon?
I'll explain it in a second. Okay? I have a question too before we get started. Somebody said something like somebody in here has a gun. Is that a true statement or a false statement?
That's a true statement.
Okay, where is this gun at right now?
It is upstairs in the guest bedroom.
It's not like in any of these cars out here.
No, I don't believe so. I think it's upstairs in the guest bedroom. Bedroom number 4. It's got a number 4 on it.
Okay, how certain are we of that?
As far as I know, the gun is inside upstairs. I haven't heard of it being in the car.
Okay. Let me just move my purse.
If you want to take driver.
I could be incorrect. I'm not sure.
If you want to start the car and just give me 1 second.
Yeah. Let me make this. I know it's not the most comfortable, but at least you won't be cold over there.
Yeah. I get cold super easy.
Yeah, I'm the same way, so I understand. Do you want to take a seat right over here? And then she's gonna. Don't worry about the. Start it up.
Do you have your keys on you?
Here, have it a little closer. Just in case.
Sorry, this isn't my car. There we go. Okay, so I'm not sure if he introduced himself, but his name is Luis Acosta. Okay. We both work for Orange County Sheriff's Office. So I understand you spoke with the other guy earlier with Detective Frank Hunt. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. We have officially taken over the case, okay? So
Are you guys with Kissimmee?
no, we're with Orange County.
Oh.
It's just a different unit.
Oh, okay.
What unit are you with? We're with sex crimes.
Okay.
It's just because of her age and is why we take over. Does that make? I know it's kind of confusing, but like we have like different rules, in Orange County, and depending on like people's age, we sometimes take over investigation when it comes to missing persons.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, when you talked to him earlier, I kind of got like a brief synopsis of what happened. I understand you have a new job.
Yes.
Okay. And if I say anything that's incorrect, please correct me. Okay. You have a new job. And last night you asked them to go sleep upstairs because you wanted to get rest. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. What time was this? Do you remember? It doesn't have to be like the exact time, but like just. Oh, and then yesterday she had Sunday she had her birthday party, right?
Sunday she had her birthday party.
Okay, what time was that party at?
It started at 3:00.
Sorry, guys. This lady can't remember anything. She remembered, she went to bed in bedroom 4 and all that stuff, but it's like through this whole thing, Jennifer just acts like she's doesn't know anything, and it's crazy.
Okay, from 3 to what time? I'm not sure. I wasn't there. I was at work. Oh, okay, you weren't there. But I know my sister home around 8:30.
Uh-huh.
Was Stefan here at that time? I'm not sure if he was here at the time, but I think he got here a little bit after. And he was like, okay, she was already doing what she was supposed to. She had taken her nighttime meds, and she was getting ready for bed, like taking a shower. She'd take showers at night. So he's like, okay, she was already on it. I didn't get home until, I'm going to say 10:30.
Okay.
And then at 11, I sent him to bed.
Did Stefan make it to the party?
No.
Okay. And then once you get here, you said you sent her to bed at 11. And the following morning, well, I'm sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. You send them upstairs, right?
Mhm.
How many bedrooms are upstairs?
3.
Okay. Where?
In bedroom number 4.
Okay. And what about Stefan?
Bedroom number 4.
Okay. Is it normal for both of them to sleep in the same room?
Sometimes when I really need a good night's sleep, I will send them upstairs.
Okay, so there's 3 bedrooms upstairs. Jen's is downstairs, the master. 3 upstairs. You got 2 roommates. 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. Why is your daughter in the damn living room in a makeshift bedroom, and Stefan, who's coming to visit occasionally, now gets to have the guest room in number 4? Lady, oh my God.
But when also a lot of times we will sleep together in the king size bed, all 3 of us, or sometimes Stefan will go upstairs and in our bed alone. So it just really depends on what's going on that night with our schedules and what we're doing.
Okay, where were you sleeping?
Downstairs in the king size bed.
Okay. Is it just you 2 here? Well, you guys have a roommate, right?
We have 2 roommates, and one of the roommates has a son who's here like a little bit more than half the week.
So what rooms do you guys use?
The room downstairs, the master bedroom downstairs, and room number 4.
Okay. So it wasn't last night. It was the night before. Stefan slept in bedroom number 4 and you slept downstairs.
Yes.
In the master. Okay. What time did you wake up?
I'm going to say around 8 o'clock in the morning, Stefan came into the room and was trying to put the leash on the dog. Somewhere between, he came into the room somewhere between 8 and 8:15. He came in to put the leash on the dog, and I got up to try to help him because my dog is kind of a nervous dog and I didn't want him to pee on the bed. So we wrangled him, put him on his leash, and he said, go back to sleep.
You know something? Stefan's mom had all them damn poodles. Jen's got these dogs. I don't think any of these dogs liked Stefan. I have dogs all my life. My dog don't like you. I don't like you. End of story.
And I said, okay. So I laid back and went back to sleep.
Okay.
I heard people in the kitchen. I'm not sure exactly who was in the kitchen. As far as I know, I came downstairs to get ready in her. So she's kind of got a bedroom in the living room. If you go into the apartment, you'll see there's like one of those fake walls, separating half the bedroom. She's got like a desk with a bedroom and a TV and a dresser. But she'll hang out there during the day, but she never sleeps there. She always sleeps with me. And then the rare occasion upstairs. But most of the time it's with me.
Okay. Did you see her on Monday morning?
Visually see her? No.
Did you hear her?
I heard many people in the kitchen. I'm not sure if it was my roommate or her specifically.
Okay. Is your roommate a male or a female?
Female.
Okay.
They're both females.
When was the last time you physically saw?
Wednesday, 11 o'clock. I'm sorry. Sunday, 11 o'clock.
Sunday when you sent her to bed. Okay. Well, and then when you woke up, you said you woke up briefly because Stefan went in there. Did you go back to sleep?
Yes.
What time did you get up?
What time did you get up? Jen, you had an appointment that morning, remember, to the doctor's, your blood appointment? And you're about to refer to your phone and look at what time you had your alarm set for because you can't recall what time you got up on Monday morning. This is the night after. Weirdo.
Let me see if I actually have my alarm set. No, I don't have the specific day on there. Let me check something real quick. I'm pretty sure I woke up around 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I left at 9:30. I had an appointment. I had a doctor's appointment at like 10:15. But they took a while. And then by the time they did my blood work and whatever, I think I got home somewhere between 11 and 11:15.
Okay. When you got back, was Stefan here?
I'm pretty sure he was, yeah.
What was he doing?
Just sitting in my room. At my computer desk on his phone.
Okay. What did you guys do?
We chatted for a little bit. I asked him what had happened because he had called me earlier at 10. Let me see. Pretty sure he called me around 10:18.
What did he call you for?
To let me know that we didn't go to McDonald's as planned. He had asked her multiple times if she wanted to stop at McDonald's because that was the plan the night before. That they were going to wake up early. He was going to take her to McDonald's, do like a special McDonald's breakfast, and then drop her off at school early because
I think that whole McDonald's thing, we all know it's a lie, but I think it's a cover. You know, we all know he went to the McDonald's and did the crazy driving back and forth and around, and Maddie wants McDonald's. Oh no, she changed her mind. All that BS he was spouting out. And now here she is again with the damn McDonald's.
she wanted to get there a little early. But on his way to school, she was very sleepy and wanted to sleep in the car. And she said she did not want to.
Maybe because y'all were over medicating that child, Jen.
To McDonald's. She just wanted to be dropped off.
Okay.
Also to let me know that he left his phone at home because I had called him multiple times and he hadn't picked it up. He had left his phone at home by accident. He had went to the vape shop, but they didn't open on time, so he had waited for quite a while in front of the vape shop. They didn't open, so he left and came back, and we hung out a little bit, and then I think he left again to the vape shop to go buy what he needed.
Okay.
Do you want the name of the vape shop?
Yes. If you have it on top of your mind, I'm sure we're going to talk again soon, and we'll have more.
No, I'm just saying because that might be helpful if you want to see like surveillance or anything.
Okay, so at some point, I understand he gets like a flat tire, and he's not able to go with you to pick school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when you get to the school, how do you realize that she wasn't there?
So I left her. I usually leave around 2:30 to pick her up. She gets out of school at 4. So I wait it takes me about 20-25 minutes to get to the school, and then I wait about an hour for her to get out. I waited the whole time, and then when the bell rang and then it was time for her to come out, she wasn't one of the first kids like she normally is. And I realized I was holding up the line because everyone behind me had children, and they needed to get out because I was the first in line. So after about, I'm going to say, I think it was like 4:10, she didn't come out and I was holding up the line, so I drove away. I said, maybe I forgot to tell her that I was picking her up that day because I don't know if she knew that I wasn't working that day. I had assumed that she thought, she knew that I was going to go get her. So because she never came out, I left and I went. She works less than, I'm going to say it's like a 3-minute drive from the school. It's very close. She works in the Hunters Creek Villages area. I drove that way, and I drove along the path that she would walk, and I didn't see her. And then office, I asked, hey, has she gotten here yet? They said no. And I said, okay, let me wait a little bit. And I parked back again on Hunters Park Lane, I think. And I waited along that lane to see if I would see her walking. And I didn't see her walking. And it was about 4:30, 4:35. At this point, she should have. So I went back to the office. And then I was like, is she here yet? No, she hasn't gotten here. And I said, okay, hold on. Let me see. I called her best friend. And I was like, hey, are you... I don't know if I told her I was picking her up from school today or to walk to the office, but I don't see her anywhere. And she goes, no, she never came to school today. She didn't come to first or second period. And I said, what do you mean? We dropped her off close to school. She should have walked to school. She goes, no, she never made it to any of her periods. And I said, can you please check with your other friends in your other classes to see if she ever made it? She got back to me and said no. At this point, I started to panic because I realized something was wrong. I emailed one of her teachers, a few of her teachers actually, and one of them responded to me. He said she didn't make it to his period at all, and he checked all her other classes, and she didn't make it to school at all. That's when I knew something was truly wrong. And I'm not before that email or after that email, but I started panicking and freaking out because she should have been to school. She should have made it.
And then I understand she forgot her phone, right?
Yeah.
Is it common for her to not have her phone?
Yes. She's got ADHD. She's super forgetful. She never realizes that she's in the shower for a whole hour. She loses track of time. She's very...
And then you guys went looking for her, right?
Yes.
Where did you look? Like, did you drive somewhere? Did you walk? Like, where did you go look for her?
Okay. So, after her best friend called me, actually, or I talked to her best friend on the phone, I went back to the school to see, let me check her official attendance. Let me see what's going on. They were already closed. Nobody was at the school. So I searched by backtracking into the school and then coming back out and seeing that there were no kids at the school at all. So then I drove office. Everything was driving. And then I think that response from her teacher at that point. But
did you come back to the apartment at any point yesterday once you realized she was missing?
Stephen was at home waiting for us to get back. And then when I told him something was wrong, she never made it to school, he completely hauled it back to me. And then we all stood there waiting for the cops to show up, and they didn't show up till like 7:30. It took them a while to respond. I think they were looking for other missing kids around the area too. But yeah, no, we did not come back home until we were done with the police. We were done with everything. There was nothing else for us to do. Just come back.
Where was her phone when all of this was happening?
With me.
How did you get the phone if you never came back here?
I took it with me to go pick her up from school. I was going to give it to her when she got in the car and be like, listen, you forgot your phone again, and let her play on it. I'll do that sometimes when she forgets that. I bring the phone with me and I just give it to her afterwards. But I had brought it with me to go pick her up from school.
Okay. And you works where?
I'll get you the address exactly. Yeah.
And then did you at any point check her phone out while you had it?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Okay. Actually, I started looking but I could not concentrate on reading anything. I was too panicked and too worried. I handed the phone to my sister.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one, and my niece. They both started going through her texts. I saw her texts.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing seemed weird. No weird random people. Everyone is someone I was familiar with or had heard about.
Mm-hmm.
They checked her Roblox. They
Mm-hmm.
checked her Discord. I checked her Discord as well. There was nothing weird. One of the police officers taught me to look at deleted text messages.
Mm-hmm.
We looked at those as well. They were random text messages deleted. They weren't anything.
Do you remember where you were when you were looking at her phone?
Yes.
Which is where?
Let me see. Is it okay if I call her?
Yes.
I'll get the exact address.
And then while she answers, were you guys, when you guys were looking for her, did you guys keep looking for her in the Hunters Creek area or somewhere else?
Hunters Creek area.
Okay. Did you guys come back here at any point?
No.
What time did you guys come back home?
Hold on a second. I forget what I was trying. What time did we come back? What time did we come back? That was a very good question.
What time did we come back? That's a very good question. I question her brains at this point.
I was gonna say it was like somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, with that swaying that she's doing and that leg bouncing she did in that one interview with the local reporter down there. I don't think Maddie was the one with anxiety. I think y'all caused all of her anxiety, because it appears that you and maybe you're the one with all the anxiety, Jen. You know, go sleep with my boyfriend because I got anxiety.
Did you guys go back out after that? Stefan went back out.
And this was last night, right?
Yes.
Okay. Where was after this?
With me.
Okay. Did you leave the house at any point with her phone after this?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
Hold on. I think it's been home all day today, too.
It's been home all day today?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
What time did the police take her phone?
Oh, just kidding. Yeah, they took it. I don't have it anymore.
What the fuck was that? Oh, just kidding. I don't have the phone. They took it. You didn't remember that the officer took your daughter's phone from you? Now you're just kidding. Were you just kidding when you sent your daughter off to bed?
What time did he take the phone? I've made so many phone calls today and seen so many people today that
was it
don't know.
light out or dark out?
It was light out.
It was still
Detective
light.
Hunt still took. Yeah, it was during the
Okay.
daytime.
And then but other than that, her phone was here all day.
In the morning, yes.
Did you guys take the phone anywhere other than when Detective Hunt?
Great. Hold on, guys. Maybe it'll come back in just a sec. I don't know what just happened. Let me try to refresh it.
I think it's been home all day. I don't think I left the house with her.
Okay. Did Stefan have access to the phone?
Yeah, Jeff, by this point, these cops already knew that Stefan was involved, and they're not sure they know both of them are lying to them because if we go back to the beginning in the review, before all this audio came out and just the interviews alone they did with the TV stations, it was so damn obvious.
I'm sorry, I took my medicine, so I feel a little spacey.
I took my medicine, so I might be a little spacey. Don't you take it to avoid all that? Taking nighttime meds in the daytime, Jen?
I think I've had it with me. I think it's been with me.
Okay. Did you go through her phone today?
Yes.
Okay. Where was that at?
Here.
And what were you looking for at that time?
To see if there was anything else. What we couldn't access on Monday night was Roblox. So my niece came over and logged into her Roblox and checked out messages.
Yeah, remember when Stefan was like, oh, I've taken all my medication, I can't think straight and blah, blah, blah. So is that what him and Jen did? They just sat around and medicated themselves all the time and he had his way with everything?
But then my sister was also looking for her phone to see if there was anything.
Here at the house?
Yes.
And that was today?
Yes.
Okay, do you guys have her account information as far as like her iCloud and all that stuff? Or is it just on her phone?
I've had a hard time logging into it before when I was trying to get her a new phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if I can log in to her iCloud. I think it's all on her phone.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because they took the phone and they downloaded it, right? They can see like if somebody tries to access her accounts and stuff like that. So if you guys do have access to anything, if you guys can refrain from like logging back in.
Okay, that's
okay.
fine. Yeah.
So it doesn't look like if she.
Side note, Idaho 4. I wonder if the Gonzalez family was told to stop logging into Kaylee's accounts after they took her phone. They should have.
She tries to like access her accounts from like somewhere else. That way we can track that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So they're asking if you can, just try not logging into any more of her accounts so that when he's going through the phone, it doesn't look like she's trying to log on from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything else that they wanted us to clarify?
Did you find the address to your?
Sorry, let me call her again.
Or what's the name of it?
Oh, if I could remember her business name, I don't know.
What kind of business?
It's an insurance business. I think Advanced Insurance something group.
And then.
How come she doesn't know the name of her mother's business? She's been in business for a while, Jen. Not far from your daughter's school. Your daughter allegedly walks there all the time, including this day. You thought she may have, didn't understand you were picking her up and walked to your mom's office, but you have no idea what that name of that office is. Huh.
Then I know that you've been with us for the most part of the day, right?
Yes.
We have, I want to say maybe like 40 people out here, okay? Between us and Kissimmee. And we're all, going to be working basically overnight and throughout the day tomorrow until we, okay? Tonight, what we're going to do is, I know we already secured your house, right? We asked everybody to leave. So another thing that I'm going to ask is if you guys can find somewhere else to stay for the night, because we're going to have Kissimmee out here at your apartment for the rest of the night, because the people that come and like take pictures and all that other stuff are not going to respond until the morning. Okay, so nobody can go into the house for the rest of the night until the house gets, we need to take pictures and do other stuff with the house. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
And unfortunately, because you guys have such a big apartment, it's not something that only one person does. Like, we don't do that, right? We have our forensics unit come out. And it's not something that one person can do by herself. So she has to wait until people come in, because there's like, they're on call after midnight, right? So she has to wait for the other people to come in the morning, and then they're all going to come in as a unit and try to, get it done as quick as possible.
Okay. I need to go back into the house.
Mhm.
I have medication that I have to take
Mhm.
in order to be like normal.
I need to go back in the house because I have more medication. I got to get my medication to take it so I can be normal. Man,
Is there a possibility that I can go back in there and get my meds?
Yes. Give me a few minutes, and then we'll try to figure out how we can get your medication. Okay, but that's something that we can definitely get. Okay. Does it make sense what I'm telling you?
Yes. I just don't know what we're gonna do about finding a place to go.
don't worry, Jen. Stefan's father's on his way because remember his mother said y'all were having a housing crisis. They're on the way to save you, honey. Don't worry.
But okay.
And then, because lost in Stefan's car, we're also going to tow his car.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Boy, did y'all catch? She's getting real nervous when they said we're going to take his car. Okay. What the hell, lady? Take this damn car, tear it apart, I tell him.
Do you have any questions about anything that I'm telling you? Okay, so from now on, it'll probably be me getting in touch with you, okay? Not Detective Hunt. Okay? Okay. Do you understand everything that we discussed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I get your direct number?
Yes.
The job address, if I remember it correctly, is 13550 Village Park Lane, Suite 125. In Kissimmee, in Orlando, Florida.
That's in Hunters Creek. Hunters Creek, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Village Park Drive
Yes.
Yeah.
and 13550.
Yes.
Is that like an apartment complex?
It's a business building? I don't know. It's a building with a lot of business and offices inside.
And when did you say you were there?
I got there around 4. Well, see, I left and came back. So 4:45. I got there, and I stayed until they had left.
Were you there today? Is there anyone would be anywhere near that area today?
No, I don't think so. It's been with me. Oh.
Jen's mother's office is 3 minutes from Maddie's school.
Detective Hunt went back to that office. I'm so sorry, and he had her phone.
Okay. He had her phone at that time.
Yeah.
Why did he go back to that office?
Because my uncle had walked the path along the trail, and he had found a wallet with not 90, but like credit cards and something that had somebody's state on it. So he went to pick it up to see if it was of any interest.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you my business card. I'm still here for a little bit longer. I'm gonna talk to Stefan one more time. There was like a few things that we needed to clarify with him, and then we're gonna, like, me physically, after I get done talking to Stefan, I'm gonna try to go get rest, right? Because we're gonna continue to do all this.
Yeah.
There's other detectives that are coming from my unit, okay? So, like, there's always gonna be somebody here.
Okay.
So just because I physically am not here, don't think that we're not physically working on this. We have a lot of people in our unit, right? So we're taking like shifts. And then the people we have violent crimes out here as well. And they're here till 4 in the morning. So I don't want you to think that like, just because I'm leaving that we're not still actively working on this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they are here till 4 in the morning. And then the day shift people that also work violent crimes come in around that same time. So they're going to take over. So like we have like people working till a certain time and then other people coming and taking over. Okay. So like I said, just because I physically am not here doesn't mean that we're not still working on something. Does that make sense?
Real quick, I don't remember Detective Tagler asked, but yesterday when you guys were out looking, do you remember what time you were out looking till?
So yesterday, I stayed in the office. My family went out searching.
Which office?
1355. Yeah.
You stayed until what time?
I'm gonna say somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock. I left and then I came home.
You came straight here.
Yeah.
And then who was out? Your family was out looking?
Yeah, but I think they all stopped when. Actually, I'm not sure. One of my uncles might have kept searching along the trail, but I'm not sure.
Why are you not sure if your family's still out searching or not? You're not in communication with them, like actively. I've got a large family. Even if I didn't, we will all be out there searching for this missing child. But you don't even seem to know. This lady is ridiculous.
Until what time he was out. My dad as well.
What about Stefan?
Stefan went out sometime in the middle of the night and went searching, cruising around to see if he could figure out where she might be.
Remember when we went through the all the documents and everything, how we know he left that house in the middle of the night, and he left in Jen's car. And she goes from, oh, he went out in the middle of the night searching, then he was cruising around. Was he screaming out the window, Maddie, like his mother was doing into the woods? Jesus.
What car was he driving?
My car.
Was anybody driving Stefan's car?
No, just Stefan.
And what time was he out?
I have no idea. I fell asleep. But I know he drove my car because when I got into it, I said, oh, the seats adjusted. Did you drive my car? He goes, yeah, remember I said I was going to take a drive tonight to go search for her because he does have like insomnia. He can't sleep at night sometimes. And especially like, that's what's going on right now.
I bet he couldn't sleep. He kept continuing to, thank God he's as stupid as you are, Jen, and made a bunch of damn mistakes and got his ass caught red-handed, you heifer.
But I'm not sure what time he may have come in or out. But if you guys look at my gate clicker, you need that to come in the front gate. You can see what times he may have come in and out.
Okay. I don't think I have anything else for you. We're gonna clear some things with Stefan, and then I will let you know before I head out. Okay. Do you promise that everything you said today is true?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ending the recording at 009.
John 11:24 through 26. Martha replied, I know that he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will live, even though he dies. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this?
All right. Now, we know we already have all the audio with Stefan, and I can pull some of that up we can review. But this lady, man, it's like it makes us have so many more questions. We already saw the amount of consistency in her lies from the very beginning, and they just continued. And you didn't ask you. She asked his father, "Do you know where Stefan went in the middle of the night?" No one knew. I would be grilling that dude. Get the hell away from me! What are you doing driving around in the middle of the night? What were you doing in my car? I think she absolutely knew everything that he was doing. And if she didn't, why are you letting this guy do all this? You look at that damn smug little face of his. It's disgusting, and he's probably ugh. But I don't know, guys. It just made, when I heard it and I listened to it, I was like, man, this just kind of like solidifies, or well, I don't know if that's the right word I want to use, but it just like drove home the feelings we already had about her, and we saw it all on paper what her statements were, but to hear it in her own words and to hear she doesn't remember when she got up. You got to go to your phone to see what time you had your alarm set for when you had an appointment. Your Stefan tells the whole world, oh, she had a blood appointment. But Jennifer seems to forget all the very important information, but can remember all the non-important stuff. It's really weird. So it makes you wonder even more, what did she know and not know? And why are you covering for this guy? Did he really convince you, if you go out there and tell them I dropped her off, they're only going to look at me, and I would never hurt your daughter? And she's like, you're right. That's the way it rolls. So we'll just do this, this, and this. No, sir. I'd have whipped your ass right then and there, and then I'd have asked you what the hell you doing. I can't. It just makes no sense with this lady. And we were all wondering why she hasn't been arrested, because it's obvious from the beginning she could be charged with interfering with the investigation just because she was lying to the authorities, and they know full well she was lying. So if you don't want to arrest her on something, and this is not, I don't want this to sound bad, but as minor as the lying part, well, what are you doing if you have nothing else on this lady and you can't prove she was involved and she had no idea what Stefan was doing, and she's not tied to anything on his phone and anything he may or may not have been doing with those images? You could at least arrest her on these charges alone. But why haven't they? Is there because there's something bigger going on? Is she cooperating? Is she really in a hospital because she had a mental breakdown after all this was over? Because maybe she's looked in the bathroom mirror and realized, I'm a bloomin' ass idiot and I served my daughter up on a silver platter. Jim, were you getting paid to do that? That's my question now. Were you being paid for this man to come home to your house and sleep with your daughter any fucking time he pleased? Why would you do that? If my daughter was a nervous Nelly, or I had a child with anxiety issues, I would never send them off to bed with my boyfriend. In fact, I'm the kind of mother, there ain't no man gonna live in my house, period. And you gonna claim you've known this guy for what, 7, 8 years, and in the beginning you had you were reserved about them being together, but then as time grew, you became very comfortable with it, and Maddie liked him. They also tried to reset Maddie's phone. The cops know that. They could tell each time they entered that device, or each time they entered the account, and someone was trying to mess with that child's phone. So you're going to tell me that you and Stefan have so much anxiety and the damn ADHD. I got ADHD, I'm assuming, because I act weird and I got 50,000 things going at one time. I don't forget my phone because my kids might need me for an emergency. It's like, it's just a damn habit for all of us to grab those phones. And I'm really interested to know what Maddie's friends had to say. Was Maddie the kind of kid that really did leave her phone all the time? Because those little friends are going to know. She may have forgotten stuff, but I don't think Maddie would be like, oh, just forgets her phone all the time. She was in constant communication with Stefan as well. Maddie was FaceTiming him. We saw that in the documents. So what the hell was he doing with Maddie's phone before Jen got? Because the cop questioned her. If you didn't go back home today, how did you get Maddie's phone when you claim Maddie left it at home? So I guess when you went to your blood appointment, the fact that you didn't know those voices in the kitchen, if one of those was your daughter's or not, but you're going to go to her makeshift bedroom, or did you have to go up to number 4, where the gun, the tripod, and all that stuff was at, the lotion, to find that child's phone? How did you know she left that phone at home, Jen? How? Did you walk past her little makeshift bedroom and go, oh, there's Maddie's phone, let me grab it and take it to her, so on the way home from school she can have something to do? What about talking to your daughter? How was your day? Let's go through that first before you get home and unwind and play some games. Let's talk about your day. I doubt she ever asked that child a question about how she was doing. Anything. It's crazy. Right, Wisdom. I'm so tired of hearing. I mean, ADHD is not a brand new diagnosis. We've lived with it for 40, 30 years in this country. It's something we're all aware of. We know how it works. We know what it does to our brains and what it makes us do, but it's not going to make you so. That's forgetfulness. You can't blame that on ADHD, lady. You just can't. I'm obsessive compulsive. I be checking in when I get in my car. Do I got everything? Do I got this, this, and this? Did I turn all that shit off in the house? I got to go back in sometimes. I train myself to stop doing it. Walk around the house, make sure everything's shut off and locked, then go out the door so you know for sure you've done it. Because I will go back in there to double check. And when I get in the car, do I have my glasses so I can see? Do I got my phone in case my kids need me? All the things. Some of these people are so wishy-washy. Are you trying to set yourself up to look like you're an idiot? So when you get caught, you can say, oh, I just didn't know. Poor me. Because I don't think any of us are feeling sorry for you. Even if you absolutely knew nothing about what was going on, I can't personally feel sorry for someone who ignored all the signs, all the red flags, all the bells, all the whistles. It was all right there the entire time. And why are these damn bedrooms numbered? Is it because you always had revolving roommates and y'all had to have assigned rooms like a little hotel, bed and breakfast bullshit? What's going on here, Jen? You know, the roommate, now we have learned because of Jen's interview, the roommate that lived there, remember we've discovered she had a 15-year-old boy living there. He apparently only lived there half the week. So I'm assuming she had shared custody. He was half a week with mom, half a week with the other or other mother or whatever their situation may be. One parent half the week, one parent the other half. So what was this child exposed to in that home? Was anything ever done to that child? We know that according to the documents, Stefan was sliding his phone under the door trying to record one of those roommates. We also learned in an interview that Gray Hughes did with one of Stefan's friends, Stefan did the same thing to his girlfriend, sliding the phone under the door, trying to video the girl. So you've been a creeper for a very freaking long time, and that your mother and her little low blood pressure episode when she found your half doll, she absolutely knows her son's dead ass guilty. Gonna run out into your yard in the middle of nowhere screaming Maddie's name like that child's gonna pop out of thin air and go, here I am, I'm in the woods, thank you for saving me. Lady, god dang, did you take your poodles out and let them sniff the ground looking for her too? Lord, I could just I can't with this lady. Let me see here, let me pull something up real quick. Feels weird flying up here solo, guys. I feel like I'm talking to myself, and it's a weird feeling. But I'm watching chat at the same time. Right, Wisdom, you girl. I knew I shouldn't have went live last night because I was already irritated. The day had irritated me, and to get my release, I'll just go out in the backyard and I'll cuss up a storm and cuss everything out that pissed me off that day. Right, I'll get it out of my system, then I'm good to go. I didn't want to come on here and do all that to y'all last night, so I decided to stop myself. See, that's how real adults with ADHD or anything going on do. They stop themselves because you have to learn to own your own shit at some point. Stop blaming the world. Stop blaming your diagnosis. I am diagnosed with post-traumatic stress syndrome and anxiety disorder, but that's not y'all's fault. Do I got the right to come up here and complain about my life and everything under the freaking sun? No, I can't stand complaining because it gets me at a bad energetic level, and my energy runs good, and I ain't gonna let nobody mess it up, not even Jen, because I'm gonna be here for Maddie like the rest of you guys. But this lady just pisses us off so fucking bad. I was gonna pull up, let me get my YouTube up here, show you guys something. I think what I actually want to do is maybe tonight, because like I said, I am home today and things are settled down. I want to go over his audio again. And I know a lot of you are making notes on both of their audios. Well, this is the new one, but I kind of wanted to review the things he said in his audio interviews and compare them to Jennifer's, because I haven't had the chance to sit down and do that yet. We have all four parts in my playlist over there on the channel, or on my channel, so we can definitely go over those. And Maddie's walk to her mother's office wouldn't have taken no time. It was very close. And let me pull up the map on that. Let's see something. Because she waited an awful long time to get back to that school to check for sure. And then she even stated that she got their emails from the two teachers, or she emailed teachers. One replied back that Maddie was not in school. The best friend had already told her Maddie was not in school. That wasn't good enough for Jen. She goes back to the school to try to verify that her daughter really wasn't there, and they were closed. So the teacher and the friend were wrong. What were you going to do when you got to the school? Demand to see the videos of who came and went from the door? Because you sure want everybody to run down there to the vape store to pull footage to make sure that's where Stefan was at, because that was part of the damn plan. I'm going to go over here and be seen on this camera. The blooming ass idiot didn't realize you done been seen on multiple cameras with a deceased child riding in your car. You were caught on camera removing that child from your front seat to your trunk. You're caught on camera throwing shit away in the dumpster more than once, 3 to 4 times. They see you throwing away your tire tread. All these cameras, we have the map that shows that car's movement the entire time as it was leaving her apartment, headed out to where he put Maddie. They tracked that car the entire time. They also went and got the warrants immediately and put those trackers on their vehicles. So while they're questioning Jen about where Stefan's going and doing, they're already onto him, and they're already tracking him, and they're about to catch him. What's going on with Jen? I was talking to somebody last night here in Florida about the case, and because I really want to know where she's at. It doesn't mean I'm going to throw her under the bus or dox where she's at or any of that. But if you're in a hospital, how long can you stay there? There's Florida laws in place. I don't know if she did go, because we heard that she got checked in and got stabilized, but we have no confirmation of that. So are you faking mental breakdown to avoid prosecution for what you allowed to happen to your daughter? Because you can only... I'm sorry, if you didn't only know the guy for a few months, maybe you didn't have no clue and that's what it was, but this is years. And when I saw his Reddit post and how he gaslit the one mother who made a post about having a concern, about her daughter being around her husband because of what happened in her childhood, he goes after her and tells her, you need to go to the doctor, go to the psychiatrist, you're the one that needs the help. There's many of us good men out here walking around and we get blamed for all this stuff. Guilty conscience much there, dude? Is that the same line of bullshit you fed Jen's naive ass? That I'm a good guy, don't look at me like that, I would never harm your daughter, and you bought it hook, line, and sinker? Ladies, if you're out there with a man in your life, be super vigilant. I made a choice. My youngest is a boy, but I made a choice when he was young to stay single on purpose, because I don't want your baggage. I don't want your crazy ex. I don't want kids that might hate me because I'm not their mother. Couldn't do all that. I just didn't. I had to focus on my kid. And even though he's a boy, there was this one guy I dated briefly, and it was a while before I let him around my kid, right? As I'm not that mom. I'm not going to bring any Tom, Dick, and Harry in and out of my kid's life that I choose to go talk to, because I don't talk to any of them. I can't stand you. But anyway, so hold on a second. I got to move something here. This lady is to the point where I don't even know what to think about her anymore. I just don't, and the more we see coming out, the harder it gets to understand where she was at with all this. But then when I was dating that guy briefly, and I didn't know it at first, but I kind of like rode a few places with him, and I realized he was a very aggressive driver, and he had very aggressive bullshit would come out of his mouth, road raging. He would say the most god awful things, and he made a statement one day about a lady made him mad for like 30 seconds on the road. He wished something horrible upon her that involved her child. Pull over and let me out right now, because I'm going to walk back to my house. I'm a mother who has lost a child to a brain aneurysm. No drugs, no kidnapping, no murder, medical. But you're going to sit here and, because that lady pissed you off for 30 seconds, you're going to wish something horrible upon her child. Let me out. I'm walking home. And I did. Pull the fuck over. I'm getting out. So one time I went to the fair and he wanted to go. I was like, I'm telling you right now, if you have any kind of episode in front of my child, we are done. We go to the fair. Everything's great. We go to leave. We get in the car. We don't even get out of the parking lot yet. And this dude lost his shit. My kid looked at me. I looked at my kid and I shook my head and I looked over at him and I shot him a fucking bird. I didn't live 10 minutes from that fairgrounds. We got back to that house. My kid went in the house. I let that dude have it and I never would talk to him again because I'm not playing your bullshit. Ladies, be strong. Stand up for yourselves, stand up for your kids, and protect them. Men do the same thing, because it ain't just men. There are women who will also do the same thing to children that men will do. And if your child's not any more important to you, you need to give them to your mother, your aunt, your sister. Give them to somebody who will protect them, because Jen has failed to protect this child, and she's so nonchalant about it. You know what I mean? Well, thank you, Jean. It's been nearly 20 years, so it's just it is what it is. You live, you learn, you grow, you move through it, and you work through things, and you just I had other children, and they're grown now. Now I got grandbabies, so there's a lot to still live for. I've lost my daughter-in-law as well. Everybody suffers losses and different things, but when the man you were with is responsible for your child not being here any longer, and you don't even seem to be concerned. Only thing you're concerned about is remembering what time did I set that alarm for. Let me look at my phone so I can verify what time I set that alarm for. Bitch, you could have set that alarm for any old time and pulled it up. You didn't even go to your child's birthday party. Stefan didn't go, probably because your family knew he was a creep and didn't want anything to do with Stefan. Is that why he didn't live there anymore? Because your family's like, what the hell's going on here? It's weird. And then the night that after Maddie's birthday party, she gets home at 8:30. He arrives there about 8:45. Perfect timing. He knew she was on her way home. Jen knew it. Jen knew Stefan was on the way home. So if he doesn't live there and he's living in Northport with mama and daddy and all the annoying poodles, why did he come to your house at 8:45 at night just to go to bed? Just to go to bed. Because Jen, you were tired and all the things. New job, anxiety, I gotta go to bed. Why was he even there? Allegedly. Allegedly, this bitch is crazy. Yeah, her meds. I mean, we hear the statements and the documents that we went over, how Maddie had started showing she was sleeping in class, laying her head down on the desk and all the things. Why? Was Stefan giving her some of that tranquilizer medicine he kept talking about in his interview? I'm so sorry. I took my meds. I can't remember. So what were you and Jen doing? Taking meds and doing weird shit to her daughter and didn't think nothing of it because you were on your drugs? I don't get it. Right. Exactly. You can't even get up and take your kid to school and then be on your merry way to your appointment like I do every day. All of us mothers, all of us single parents, I don't care if you're a mother or a father, if you're a parent, you know the shuffle, you know the deal, well, if you're a real parent. We get it done. We have schedules. And then you're going to say, well, I don't even know if she knew I was picking her up today. Did you not discuss that with your daughter beforehand? No, because you didn't get your ass out of the bed that morning to go make sure that was her getting ready for school. But you got on national television and told every one of us, we dropped her off at the school. We did this and that. Then come to find out we didn't do nothing. You stayed in the bed with the pissing dog while he got your daughter ready for school. But we all know that child was already deceased at that point. Did Jen know her daughter was already deceased at that point? When did she start to figure out Stefan was lying to her if she's completely innocent? It just makes no sense. Yeah, you would think I'm not going to lay up in my damn bed and send my boyfriend out to do shit for my children unless I got the flu and been with this man. And you know what I mean? It's weird. Like, my son is 17, the youngest. Now, his dad and I were together for nearly 10 years. He was very good to my other two children. I literally was in bed with the flu one year at Christmas, and that man went out and did all my Christmas shopping for me, bought everything on the list, got it all right. I was shocked. I was like, damn, you got it all right on top of that. You did better than I would have done. But I appreciated it. But he never stepped out of line, never stepped in my way. My children, it was just, he didn't want to be, they had a father and they had me, and it worked. We didn't, break up or anything because of our home life situation. It was just a growing apart kind of thing. But you have to get to know these people, and you don't just let them go take off to bedroom number 4 with the gun and the tripod and the lotion. Did that bitch not know there was a tripod set up in bedroom number 4? Wouldn't you ask, why is there a tripod set up in the guest bedroom? How many guests frequented that room with the number 4 on the door? Was it more than just Stefan? Was Jennifer the ringleader, come to find out? I don't know. I'm so confused. I got so many questions. I'm checking chat real quick, guys. I like to see what you guys are saying. I know some of you are at work listening in, and I do appreciate that as well. I'm usually riding in the car in the daytime listening to stuff. All right, let me go over here and pull up this. We're not going to have a long live today, guys, because I am trying to get all this darn laundry caught up, and I do have some food on the stove that I'm simmering for later. But I do want to... Where'd it go? I think I may have too many playlists on my on my personal that nobody can see. It's so confusing. So I'm like, I got so much I review during the day and different things. And we're going to continue our Delphi shows coming up. There's some more things I want to review and show you guys from that case as well that we haven't looked at yet or hadn't had the chance to look at yet. But we're going to get to those. All right, let me see. Oh, I know why. I don't have those in a playlist. Duh. And when the cops first got there and they were going to go off and question Jen, did you guys hear Stefan saying, when can we go back home? When can we go back? What were you going to do when you got back home? Go hide that tripod real quick for anybody seen it? Take it apart? I don't get it. Here we go. All right. Let me see if this is the one I want to show. Well, my little thing's just spinning around, so maybe I got slipped. Okay, here we go. All right. Whoops. Oh, I kept trying to press stop and it was going fast forward. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? All right, sorry. I don't like my stream being a hot mess express, but here we go.
Case number 24-11313. Today's
Can I just say, I really like this female cop. I like her a lot.
date is February 27, 2024. The time is 19:16 hours. We're in Kissimmee speaking with Stefan Stearns. Okay, so I know that you already spoke to the other detective, right, about everything that kind of happened today. If you can just kind of go over it with us one more time.
Okay, Jeff, when they did the search of the apartment, there's 3 bedrooms upstairs, 1 downstairs. And apparently the room that he would take Maddie to has a number 4 on the door. It's a metal number 4 attached to the door. Inside that room is where Jen claims that was the guest room where Stefan would sleep when he came over. That's where he would take Maddie to sleep. Inside that room, they found a camera tripod, sex lotion, and that's where his 9mm was kept as well. So you got those 3 things alone in a bedroom marked number 4, and you say, take my daughter and go upstairs to bedroom 4 and go to sleep with her because I have a new job and I've got anxiety and I need to rest. So take my daughter upstairs and go to sleep, because they claimed that Maddie couldn't sleep alone because of her anxiety that they probably caused. So yes, he was taking that child to bed in that bedroom with all that stuff, and that never once was a red flag to this bitch. Oops, I did it again.
She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. She prefers her mom's car, but my cars are, I guess, kind of hoopties. I get it. It's an image thing. But that was sometime probably between 8:20 and 8.
Jeff, if you want to go back and review the lives we did on this, we had the 896-page documents. We still haven't. We went through most of that stuff already, and so we kind of we deep dove all of it, and we had the 22 PDF came out with the emails between Stearns and his parents from the jail. That's all on my lives, and I think I have put them all in my playlist, so they should be easy to go review if you'd like to. But we will be doing more shows on this because there's a lot, and there's a lot more that just came down as well.
40-ish, somewhere in there. It was along the stretch of the road that on the right side that has all the communities on it. Before you get to the overpass. You could see the overpass from where it was. So it was on that side, on that stretch of road, and that's where I dropped her off. She said she was going to go wait for her friends. She was going to find them and hang out and wait for her friends.
That's where I dropped her off. But excuse me, sir, you told the news lady that we dropped her off. You and your girlfriend said that. Liars.
And I asked if that was going to be okay. She said, yeah, it's fine. Kids get dropped off early enough as it is. It's not totally unusual for that to happen. It's just not usually that early that I drop her off. I do school runs every once in a while for her. I said, okay. Let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was watching her in my rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where she was supposed to go. And she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. What I assumed was probably headphones or something like that. But I found out later that she forgot her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. It looked like any other day. And I just continued on.
Okay. When you said you dropped her off, like in the area, kind of like where exactly did you drop her off?
So if you pull down the street going towards the school, you've got that whole strip of communities on the right side there. It was in that stretch of sidewalk there. We pulled in and maybe about halfway up the street or so, and she was like, right here's good.
Was it like in one of the apartment complexes, the church?
Not in, it was outside one of the apartment. It was just on the sidewalk on the side of the road there. Just like a tuck and roll, you know?
Okay, so like if I were to be on the road, where, like, what do you remember seeing that you dropped her off at?
I remember the overpass is up ahead. The sidewalk was on the right, row of trees. There's, I think, a median in the middle. And then there was another community maybe across from that before you get to the church. So it was like before the church.
So Town Loop Boulevard's that street that connects to the school.
Yeah.
Is that the street that you?
Is this, which one?
So that's Town Loop Boulevard, right? That's the one
yes. And where's the school located here?
The school's right here.
School's right there. Okay, so the school would be on.
Can this guy not read a map? I'm sure you use some GPS mappage to try to find where to go stash her. Asshole.
The left in this case. Here's the
So you
overpass
guys
I was
came from
talking
this side?
about. Yeah, we
Okay.
came from Town Loop, I think, which is Town Center. Yeah, so we made a right here and then pulled somewhere somewhere about.
So you came
Where's-
from Town Center and turned onto Town Loop.
Yeah, where's the church? Is this the church here?
There
I
is
would
a, yep,
assume so,
that's the
yeah.
church. Yeah.
Okay, so we weren't up to the church yet. So we were pulled onto here, and then we pulled maybe about halfway up here, and I dropped her off somewhere in this area here.
And she walked from there to the school?
Yeah,
It's a pretty long way.
It's maybe a block or so, but it's not out of the ordinary for her. She likes to do that sometimes. She likes the cold weather. She was wearing her hoodie. She likes
Uh-huh.
the cold walks.
So you dropped her off near Lilac? Does that sound right?
Yeah, it wasn't at a cross street. It was just a bit of the sidewalk there.
So did you merge into the sidewalk, or did you stop in the middle of the street, or?
I just pulled over to the sidewalk there. Let her hop out.
How often do you drop her off?
This might be the 5th or 6th time I've ever done it.
Okay. And when you drop her off, where do you normally drop her off at?
Normally down the street from the school. She requests that a lot.
Like the
It-
same area or somewhere else?
Especially if it's sometimes in the church parking lot, sometimes just wherever she tells us to let her out. As long as it's close, you know.
So it's halfway between Town Loop and Town Center and the church.
Yeah, it's just in this stretch right here. Like we got about maybe halfway up and
Okay.
it was there.
The McDonald's that you guys were going to stop at, did you pull into the plaza at any point?
No, she 86 the idea before we even got there.
What do you mean by 86?
Poo-pooed the idea, didn't want it anymore,
Okay.
wasn't in the mood anymore.
At any point while you were driving to the school, did you make a U-turn?
Yeah, I tried to sell her on McDonald's one more time because I was still kind of hungry, but at that point she was also just wanting to get to school.
Okay.
So we
Where
turned right back around.
did you make that U-turn at?
Actually, the school park, not the school parking lot, the church parking lot. I pulled into that, turned around and pulled back out. Did a UE there and went back to the McDonald's. And she still wasn't having it. And that's when we came back. See, the McDonald's is on the same town loop or town center. It connects to the same road that the
Mm-hmm.
that the
That the school's on.
Yeah, so
Town
it's like
Loop.
a straight shot.
So you guys came from, just so I can.
Right? Poo-pooed and Jim with her, just kidding, just kidding. What, are y'all adults? I mean, come on, we all kid around and joke, but this ain't the damn time to do all that. Talk like you're a fucking adult. Fucking adults.
Kind of get a good visualization. Town Center and where did you come from? Town Center.
Town center. So where's the McDonald's? I'm so bad at reading these. I'm sorry. So we
This
came.
is all Town Center.
So we came across on Town Loop, I believe. Is that the school is that the road that the school is on?
No, this is Town Center. So you
Okay.
said you were on Town Center and then you made a right on Town Loop, which is
Yeah.
the one that takes you to the school,
Yes, correct.
right?
I think you passed it.
But what I'm saying is before Town Loop, or I'm sorry, for Town Center, what street did you take?
I'm so sorry. I'm bad with the streets around here.
How do you usually get to the school? What way do
I
you-
just take John Young and then wait till I see the McDonald's and make a left there and then follow that around and that goes straight into the road that the school is on. I just use the landmarks and I don't memorize the street name.
Used to landmarks and don't know the names of the streets in the area you lived in. Granted, you were broke up with Jen right now and you were staying back at mommy and daddy's because you apparently cannot live on your freaking own. You damn well know the names of them roads, dude. You know.
Is that JYP?
Yeah, so this is JYP.
I mean, at the McDonald's, you turn right?
And then you said you made a left at the McDonald's? So that's John Young Parkway, you're going north
left
on
at
John Young?
McDonald's and then go around and then that shoots straight into the road that she's on.
Okay. Because that's,
I believe that's the correct road.
yeah, well, that's the fastest way to get there. But You told me you came from Town Center and Town Loop.
I'm sorry, I don't know the street names.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm doing my
no,
best.
that's okay. So now that we know that you came from Jungyoung Parkway and you made a left on Town Loop.
Now remember, at this point, they've already pulled the footage from the apartments, and they see Maddie sitting in that car with her head slumped over, and they already think she was deceased. That they made the assumption she was already dead. So they already know this dude is lying his ass off, and they're doing everything they can to make him trip his own self up.
Mhm.
So you passed the
So,
McDonald's.
yeah, that was when she said no to McDonald's the first time.
Okay. So you guys keep on going on Town Loop.
Yeah. But at that point, we still had a lot of time to kill. Very early.
So what did you guys do?
Drove towards the school, made a U-turn, came back.
He had a lot of time to kill. We got the death penalty in Florida, Stearns.
Tried to do the McDonald's thing again. She didn't want it.
So
I-
where
I-
did you,
I
one more
did
time,
give
where
her-
did you do the U-turn at?
It probably was right by the church because it was still way too early for school.
Paula, you ain't joking. These cops had patience, and that lady cop, man, I was so impressed with her. These cops knew, but how you know what I mean? It's got to be hard to maintain your composure. I know you're trained to do all that and stuff, but still, it's got to be difficult at times.
So it was on that stretch of road. I mean, they had the meeting there and the separation. So that left turn where the church is, make a U-turn there.
Thank you all.
She's got this.
All right, sorry guys, I hit the wrong button on my keyboard, and this crazy screen I'd never seen before it came up, and I was like, what the hell did I just do? All right, 1 second. Okay, let me get the screen up.
I mean, they had the meeting there and the separation. So that left turn where the church is, make a U-turn there.
And then after you dropped her off, what did you do?
Stayed, talked to her for a minute. Made sure, is it all right that you're going early? Because it was still early.
Mm-hmm.
She said, yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna hang out, wait for my friends to get there, which she does sometimes. So it didn't sound outrageous or anything. That was it. Told her to have a good day. I loved her. She told me she loved me too. I turned around to leave, and I was watching her in my rearview mirror. And she looked like she was walking in the right direction. She was rummaging in her bag a little bit, like I said, but still sort of just shambling in the right direction while she was doing it. So it looked normal. It looked okay.
Okay, and then what did you do after you left the area?
I left to go to the local vape shop because I needed some more vape juice. They weren't quite open yet, so I ended up going back home. Waited about an hour or so, and then went back and checked the vape shop again. It was open, so I got what I needed there, and came back.
Do you remember what time you came home?
The first time was probably right around 10, close to it. And then I waited here and went back to the vape shop. Probably finished at the vape shop and came back home again a little after 11.
Okay. You said the first time that you hung out was a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Was there when you got here at
Yes.
10? Okay.
I think so. She might have been at her blood appointment. Let me double check. I know she had a blood appointment at some point during the day.
It's okay. We don't have to ask her right now.
Sorry, everything's a blur.
So she might have been here. She might have not have been here
I
the first time.
believe she was here because she was sleeping in as much as she possibly could because she's been messed up with a new work schedule. So she had to be here because she didn't want to sleep in.
Okay.
I'll double check, but yeah, I believe she was here.
And then what time did you say you left again to the smoke shop?
Maybe after an hour or so, maybe 11 or so.
Okay. And then what time did you get to the smoke shop?
It's maybe 10 minutes away, so not long after that. Stopped in, got some juice, and
What's the name of the smoke shop?
Eastman Broadway.
Okay.
It's just over off of John Young. It's not far from the school.
And then after the smoke shop, what did you do? Okay, for how long?
At least until maybe 12:30, 12:45ish, something like that.
And then what'd you do after that?
I had a couple errands to run over on 192. She was talking about making a BJ shopping list. She just wanted to make sure I was back in time for us to both go pick up. So I was visiting some card shops around the area on 192. I'm kind of a nerd, so we had a new trading card game release, and I was seeing what the situation was with it.
Do you remember what places you visited?
Yeah, Coliseum of Comics. Stopped by a couple Targets, and I was going to go to House Rules Games down by Oak and 192.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't make it that far. I got a flat tire on the way.
Do you remember where you got your flat tire?
It was on 192. I pulled into one of those plazas somewhere. It's been about 10 years since I switched out a tire, though, so I made a lot of rookie mistakes and ended up pinning my thumb between the frame and the jack. Yeah, I'm lucky it's not a lot worse than it could have been.
Do you remember the name of the plaza by any chance? Do you remember like what stores were in this plaza?
It was like right before you got to Oak, though, so it was one of those little strips.
Okay. And then
but I did
after
not
that?
make it back in time because of that. I thankfully had the spare. I put that on and tried to get back in time, but caught every red light on the way. She ended up leaving to pick up Maddie without me. I was about 10 minutes late on that. So I called her and let her know what happened. I apologized profusely because I promised I'd be there with her to go pick her up. Just sat and waited. After that, she had already gone to get her, so I just sat and waited and hung out, straightened up the house a little bit. That was it. Then we got the call.
What do you mean you got the call?
Got the call from her that had not come out. So we started getting worried. Started making the calls to her family. Be on the lookout. She might be walking to you. That's just when everything sort of started going downhill.
Was it?
Did you check on the map the southbound? The Greenville? I'm not sure where Greenville is. I noticed, I'm sorry, that she forgot her phone, right? Is it normal for her to not have her phone?
Unfortunately, she's severely ADHD, as am I and her mother.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not uncommon at all, and in fact, very, very usual thing for her to forget things. She'd forget her head if it wasn't screwed on. We're forgetful about, writing her about that. It will remind her, and then it will leave our mind, and she'll say okay, and then it will leave her mind.
And is she on medication for this stuff?
Normally, yes. She's been staying with her grandparents a lot this week while her mom was working. So she has not been getting her meds a lot.
Okay.
So she was really spacey.
Where's mom working at? What changed in her hours that she needs all this things?
She's training, so it's not a set schedule yet.
Okay.
It's just early this day, late closing training this
So
day.
different hours. Yeah, no, that takes a toll.
So I came up here, she needed help.
Now, why the hell? Jennifer said in that interview a little while ago she hadn't seen Maddie since like Wednesday. That was a few days before the party. Okay, she's at your mom's because you got a busy week, new job, all the things. Why didn't you send the medication your daughter needed and was supposed to be on daily with her to your mother's? Now, Stefan's going to throw Maddie under the bus and your family and say it's their fault because she didn't take her meds. Dude, I'd whip. I wish I was Jen's dad.
I split my time between the two places. I needed a visit. We all needed to be a little happier together. So.
This is a great thing. JYP. Just tell me.
And where's the McDonald's?
Right.
So that doesn't make sense. Right?
Doodle, I'm pretty convinced we're more of a man than this dude is.
Because the school's up here?
Am I messing up the streets again?
Yeah, town. This one's town center, but town loop.
We're just trying to figure out your direct.
Yeah, that flat tire got him caught. Eyewitnesses saw him at the spot where we now know is where he dumped Maddie. And I had to wonder because that wasn't just a flat tire. It was apparently a blowout because there were tire tread pieces found at the scene. There's a little pull off on the side of the road there. Well, like all that's in the past lives that we're going to recovering it again. I think more has dropped from Jen's interview, guys. I'll get all that together here in a little while, and we might come back tonight to do some more reviewing. But Jeff, yes, so there was a flat tire situation. Eyewitnesses saw him there. I think one person actually stopped to help him. So in the news, they had a press conference and they were like talking about the things. An eyewitness remembered seeing a car out there with a flat tire, and they reported it. And when they went out there, so they got the pieces they found 2 pieces at the scene from the tire tread. And then they see him on video back at their apartment complex throwing that tire into the trash compactor. That's what we were wondering, because the location that where he put her happened to be a patch of a wooded area there with the bamboo growing and all that. But if he had kept going down that highway and around the bend, he would have come across a heavily wooded area with 2 very large lakes and ponds that were probably full of gators. I know Florida well. I'm a native. Been here my entire life. I'm not in Central and South, but I'm in Northwest, but I know Central and South Florida. I know what's throughout my state. He was on his way to take that child to, in my opinion, to a place where she would never be found. But panic set in, and he had to make shit happen real quick, because now Jen's going to be onto this real soon, because school's about to get out, and she's about to find out, or the world's about to find out. Jen probably already knew that child was never in school that day. So you better hurry up and get your shit done, right? And panic set in, and he made mistake after mistake after mistake. Like someone said, divine intervention.
Direction of travel, right?
I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with that area over there, Hunters Creek.
You said you made a U-turn at the church to go see if she wanted McDonald's again, correct?
Yes.
Did you go anywhere else? Because I know you said you had time to kill.
Yeah.
Did you guys go anywhere else?
No, we didn't go anywhere else.
Is there a reason why you would be back on John Young Parkway?
When we tried to go back to McDonald's a second time, we would have made a left over there instead and just looped around again.
What do you mean?
Just made a circle.
made a circle house. Can you show?
Yeah, and for a guy who claims not to know the roads, the names of them, I go by landmarks, all this shit. Pretty sure you're going to have to use your GPS and your map to go find the woods because you don't know your way around, liar. Because the area, when I was researching Santa of St. Cloud, who got busted right after all this, and I went to the maps to pull up his home, I literally could see the location where Maddie was found on the same map frame. And I thought, whoa, if Stefan had continued to drive, he'd have passed all those woods and those lakes before you get to the neighborhood where Santa of St. Cloud lived, who is a pedophile who was busted by Homeland Defense, Florida, FDLE, and a whole bunch of others, him and his son. And his son was a 53-year-old man who shot himself when the police were on their way to arrest them. Are they tied to Stefan Stearns? We don't know yet.
Me on the map.
So
this
going,
is the
going
McDonald's
back down
right here,
to
right?
McDonald's.
That's the McDonald's right there.
Correct. So going back down and then just straight shot back down.
You would come down this way.
I can't read the map. I'm so sorry.
Yep, I'll go.
Where's the McDonald's?
McDonald's is right here. This is Town Loop. So this is Jungyoung Parkway. You guys are coming
okay,
up
this is
Jungyoung.
McDonald's.
And the school's on this.
Jesus, dude, they're looking at a block. You're looking at a block on the map where you drove around. Remember, Maddie went to McDonald's, then she didn't. Then I went through the parking lot. Then I wanted to check with her again. She didn't want it. What did you do? Give her a damn granola bar out of the car. Remember, he said something about that. And then here Jen goes with they were going to go have a special breakfast at McDonald's. No, it was part of your fucking lies.
Correct. Somewhere over here.
Mm-hmm.
So we come back out here, there, and then we can take a straight shot back down to the school again there. They connect. Town Loop and Town Center connect.
Right.
So it's.
So where did you make the U-turn?
The U-turn was on the street when we were going to go back to McDonald's. And then we drove down to McDonald's here.
Right. So just so I don't get confused, you're going up Jungyoung Parkway, right? You're going northbound.
Originally, yes.
Right. You make a left at the McDonald's.
Here, go towards the school.
Okay. How far did you get before you made the U-turn? So
We got. Is this the school right here?
yep, that's Town Loop.
So we got up to here and then made a U-turn over here, past the median.
Okay.
I gotta remember to unmute when I go talk to you guys. Hold on, let me. Oh, I know what I did. I want to hit the There are a couple more parts to go through. There was another 3 and 4 of that interview. I just want we can play them. I just want to give you guys that hadn't heard his audio interviews the chance to listen to those for a minute. And like I said, I do believe some more is out concerning Jen, so I'm going to get on that. Let me see if this is where's my part 3 and 4 at? Oh, I'm showing you guys everything. Let me see. Let me find it. Make my screen bigger here. Because I don't have these on the playlist, I don't think. Okay. No, I ain't trying to play down the hill right now. I can't with Delphi today. My brain will absolutely hurt. And remember his bizarre behavior in the ride with the police officer from the jail to the other jail? We can play that again later as well. What did I do with my thing? Okay. Okay, this is part 3 of the interview.
Your wife, when you guys were looking for where did you guys look?
Me and her stayed local. It was all the rest of the family that mobilized and was beating the bushes. And
Did you guys drive together or separate?
I don't think we drove anywhere when we were looking.
You didn't drive anywhere?
Not that I recall.
Did you guys go anywhere last night? Was that media?
Did you go anywhere last night? Not that I recall. But you took Jen's vehicle in the middle of the damn night and went somewhere right back to the crime scene.
Maybe. I think Fox 35 or something was coming.
Yeah.
Let me, if it is, let me tell him he needs to take it.
I don't recall. You have to ask her if we went anywhere. I don't recall. I was so zonked out on Ativan at that point.
Go ask Jennifer if we went anywhere, because I don't recall, because I was so zonked out on my Ativan. Okay, dude.
So I was a wreck. I don't
And
think.
this would have been when?
I don't recall us going anywhere last night, but honestly, at that point, my brain was mush, and I was on so many tranquilizers to keep me stable. I was just,
You said Ativan?
yeah.
Do you usually take that, or
Yeah, I have a prescription. I haven't needed it in a long time, though. But
what's that for?
anxiety.
Okay.
I was having these rolling panic attacks and breaking down.
I bet you were. I'm about to go to prison for the rest of my damn life. I bet you were, dude.
Crying, and I just.
It got lost, sorry.
Oh, thank you. Here you go. And it was the only way I could get to sleep last night.
That's how he was putting Maddie to sleep at night. Because we know from the documents that we read, the images that were found on his phone that he recorded what he was doing to that child, the officers say the child appeared to be asleep. So where you were drugging her, obviously, to put her to sleep, to have your fucking way with her, using your Ativan, in my opinion.
And then again this afternoon, that's why I missed your calls. I'm sorry. So took an Ativan and conked out for a few hours. It's the only time when I'm not crying. It's okay if I just pop down real quick.
Firefly, I think he got so used to people putting up with his bullshit, including his strange parents. I think this guy thought he was going to get away with it. Like, the cops aren't smart enough to see and pull cameras and see all that. He's not smart because he didn't even know to disguise her when he placed her in the car at the apartment complex, and they see the poor child with her head slumped over. Ugh.
So we're trying to get just a good idea, times, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm so sorry. I'm giving my best recollections. I'm not a morning person as it is. So a lot of the times are.
So if he's not a morning person as it is, Jen's going to tell you to get up and get my daughter ready for school, and you take her, because I need my rest. Y'all two need a fucking mental institution is what y'all damn well needed. You didn't need to be raising no child.
Best guess.
but we know that you go up Jongyung Parkway down. That's the road you usually take
Yeah.
to take her, and then you make a left.
I'm going to tell you right now, my PTSD and anxiety has never stopped me from taking care of my children and prioritizing them over my damn needs.
At that McDonald's, right, which is the
Yeah.
town loop.
You can make a left to get there either at the McDonald's or at Town Center itself. They both lead to the school.
So if you leave her at, just so you get a sense of direction, Jongyung Parkway goes northbound and
Mhm.
southbound. So you're going northbound
Mhm.
into Orange County, making a left at the McDonald's, which is the town loop. You said when you did drop her off at that medium, you said it was around 8:20 to 8:30-ish, somewhere around that time.
Somewhere in there. Yeah. It was early, but not like outrageously early, you know?
So what would you estimate when you made a left at that McDonald's to be?
Right, Paula? Exactly. Fools out there on medication driving around with y'all's babies in your car. that lady who hit me a few months ago. Sorry I hit you with your kid in the car in the rear end, but my kid was driving me crazy. Lady, take that child home and contain it and get it off the street because you just hit my car with my kid in it. Am I supposed to forgive you now? No, don't work that way.
After I dropped her off?
No, I'm saying when you dropped her off.
Oh, first left by that McDonald's.
Yeah, when you first go, that first left that you make at the McDonald's.
Had to have been around maybe eight, maybe quarter after 8, sometime in there.
Okay.
Sometime between 8 and a quarter after, I think.
All right. So just so it's
So he's saying he dropped her off at 8 or quarter after, or they were going to the McDonald's. Didn't Jen just say 8 to 8:15 she was helping him leash the pissy dog? Yeah.
you can kind of picture it here on the map. So you're going northbound. You make
Yeah.
a left here around like 8:10, 8:15. Let's say 8:15, around there. When you get over here, you make a U-turn, you go back to the McDonald's. But you said that she still doesn't want the
Still
McDonald's.
doesn't want it. She was just going to eat the Danishes that I had given her.
So you're going up here now, still north.
So Stefan keeps Danishes in his car just in case this child he never takes to school gets hungry. Because by both of their accounts, he's not the one who normally takes her to school. Okay.
Found on Jonghyang Parkway.
Mm-hmm.
You make a left at Town Center this time,
Town Center, then make,
Then
a,
make a
right
right.
onto, yes.
and
the
then you
school
drop
road.
her off
And
around
then
like 8.
dropped her off around halfway up the road there.
So keep in mind, all of this is still northbound,
Okay.
right? You're still northbound on Jonghyang Parkway.
Yeah.
So why is your car seen going southbound at 8:10? I'll show you what location it is. McDonald's is over here.
Mm-hmm.
At 8:10, your car is seen going southbound at this intersection. So meaning going toward Kissimmee.
Mm-hmm. I had forgotten my gate clicker. I'm sorry. I forgot. I had gone back to the house real quick after we left because I forgot my gate clicker. I actually had to go through the front gate and use my parking pass to grab my clicker. So it was the wrong time. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was guesstimating these times. I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
So yes, we've gone out.
How far did you get before you came back down when you realized you forgot your clicker?
Nearly all the way to the school. And then we turned around. We had plenty of time to kill, so it was time to go back. I rushed back, got the clicker, and that's when I came back here this way.
So you guys came back.
So something Jen said in her little interview with the cops, that she could refer back to her clicker and they would know what time she came and went from those gates. So Stefan, did you forget the clicker that morning on purpose? Or was it just part of your, I got to go back and forth around, I don't know where the fuck I'm going shit?
back here to get your clicker.
Correct.
So when we look at the cameras in the front, it's going to show you coming back in
Correct.
here with her in the
yes,
car.
with her in the passenger seat.
Okay.
Yes.
I know it sounds like we're asking you stupid questions, okay? We just
No,
want to
it's
verify
okay.
the
I'm
times.
sorry I'm not being more help. I'm not a morning person. I was half asleep as it was. I'm trying
The clickers to get where?
to into our neighborhood.
Okay, and you forgot the clicker where?
I had forgotten the clicker here.
So how did you get in?
Able to use my parking sticker for them to scan to let me through.
And there it is.
Okay, so could you not have done that after you dropped her off?
I could have, but I also like to come back in from the back gate a lot of the times, and I didn't know if I would be back right away. And sometimes they're busy up front, so
Let me just sneak in the back.
it's better not to wait in a line.
What time is security usually there at the front gate?
They were there when I came through. He scanned my ticket.
So would it have not just made more sense to drop her off and come back since security's already there?
I don't know if it made more sense. It's just what I did.
Nothing you do makes any sense, weirdo. All right, let me get the other one. There's one more part to this one, guys, and then that will wrap up his parts of those interviews. Let me get to my thing at.
So would it have not just made more sense to drop her off and come back since security's already there?
I don't know if it made more sense. It's just what I did. There you go. Oh, thank you.
Anything else that we haven't asked that you feel is important? Maybe that might help us out.
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble recollecting everything.
I'm gonna step away for a second. Hold on.
Anything that you remember maybe she might have told you?
She didn't mention anything in particular. I made a joke about her Crocs. She wears Crocs and socks.
One crock found in the apartment, one crock found with the body. Dude, I'm going to show you what to do with that crock in just about 5 seconds.
So we were joking about that.
Would she say she's usually like a happy, go lucky girl?
Very happy. She brings a lot of joy. She's a very good girl. It definitely doesn't feel the same around here if she's not here. She was so happy too. She was looking forward to my visit here. She was looking forward to us all being together. She was just happy. She was just very happy.
Really, Stefan? Maybe she wasn't looking forward to you showing up at her home at 8:45 p.m., 15 minutes after she got home. Did you plan to do what you did, or was it an accident?
Oh,
I loved her like she was my own.
and it's just, is she the only child, or does she have siblings?
She is the only child, yes.
Do you have any kids with anyone else, or?
No.
So she's kind of.
Is what we call me.
So you'd say you guys have a pretty good relationship.
Yeah, definitely a very strong bond.
Just
But
dating.
I'm the person she goes to when her mom gets in a fight with her and she needs someone to comfort her. And
Mhm.
See, I think every time her and Jen had an issue or whatever, as moms, I guess, I got 2 girls. I didn't have all these crazy teenage girl crazy shit with my kids. I didn't give my mom that kind of hard time. So how many times did you be there for Maddie and make Maddie trust you, Stefan? Oh, I understand. Your mom's wacko. She doesn't take her meds properly. She's got to have them to all these things. You're going to sit here and tell these cops how close you and Maddie were, and you were her person, her go-to person. You were grooming that child since she was young. What was at least 7 years old?
I'm that person for her,
How's her relationship with mom?
Good most of the time. Puberty not long ago, so she's getting the PMS mood swings, and when her mom gets them too, they butt heads. And so, as well as you can.
Okay, I'm a woman with 2 daughters calling bullshit on the PMS crap. I've never one time in my entire life used my PMS for any excuse for anything. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. And I won't.
expect, but otherwise very loving, very loving. This girl knows nothing but love here in this house. She hardly ever hears the word no. Double-edged sword that is.
So, without getting too graphic, Paula, we've learned from those documents that there was a video, and Maddie's young in this video. And in order to play the game on the phone, she had to do certain things to his privates to get to play that game on that phone. It's all right there in the documents on his freaking phone where he recorded that shit.
How is she in school?
And when they showed his male private parts to Jen, she didn't fucking recognize it. You know why? She probably never had it. Only her daughter.
So-so. She's so-so in school.
Like grade-wise
She's
or
doing a lot
behavior-wise?
better, though. Apparently, she just made Student of the Week.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so we're very proud of her. She's doing singing, choir, and she's sounding just amazing. She sang for me last night, and I immediately wanted to show her the movie Sister Act.
Mm-hmm.
She sang for me last night. No, she was probably begging you to stop when you decided you needed to just shut her up.
Because of the choir singing. It was so pretty. It reminded me. Told her I was very proud of her.
Does she have does she like video games, anything like that?
She
You
does
know.
like video games, yeah. She plays Roblox, Minecraft. I think those are the two big ones that I know of.
You don't know her to like ever have any friends on there that she talks to, anything
She
like that?
does. She does group chats. She does like voice chatting too on it. Usually with like.
So Maddie had the Discord that the Discord that Maddie was in was a little gaming community for her little games.
Like her cousins or her friends, and they'll all be playing Roblox or something, yelling at each other on the phone.
When's the last time you all lived together?
December.
December. Okay.
December.
And you said the reason.
So he moved out in December. What are you doing over there for the night in February?
It was for your parents down there.
Yeah, going down to help them because they're getting on in age and they're making their end of life plans and they need someone to help out.
Can you unlock this one more time? please?
Sure.
I don't think they weren't at the end of their ropes. They weren't about to die tomorrow, Stefan.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry, are you guys done?
No. Okay.
The other detective mentioned that you did not have your phone yesterday.
Correct.
Tell me about that.
I left my phone at home in the morning too. I was so busy riding Herd over to get us out the door on time that I left my phone. She left her phone. We
Okay.
both left our phones.
Did you have your phone when you went to the smoke shop?
Not the first time after I dropped her off. I was still without it. I got my phone and went back to the smoke shop
Okay.
later when I got home.
And then I also noticed I was checking your call history.
So we know that they went to the bedroom number 4 to go to bed at, I can't remember the exact times. I got so many notes on this case. But this dude was on his Telegram making posts. What was he posting onto that account while he was in room 4 with Maddie?
I noticed that you don't have anything before this morning. Is that unusual on your phone?
No, it's a new phone. Stupid. I went to do an update yesterday morning, and I don't know what the fuck. Pardon me. I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory reset my phone and lose all of my contacts, all my information.
Mm-hmm. What time was that? Do you remember?
Yeah, Paula. So originally their statement was Stefan came over in the morning to pick Maddie up and drive her to school for Jen because Jen was too tired. Now we all know that's a lie. He got there at 8:45 p.m. the night before.
Sometime while I was hanging out with her, I looked at her and said, "What did I just do?"
Okay.
She might know better. I don't know what time it was. It was when I was here with.
Okay. I don't think I have any other questions. Do you,
I
Louis?
don't know where my
I don't
head was yesterday. It was so far up my backside.
That's okay. We understand. In the meantime, while we're waiting for all this to get sorted out, I am going to hold on to your phone, okay? I'll give it back to you when we're done.
Okay.
Okay? Do you have any questions for us?
How long are you gonna need my phone? That's
I'm not sure. I'm waiting for my supervisor
Yeah.
to call me.
my dad. It's just my dad's using that to get a hold of me and get updates.
They can call Jen's phone.
Okay.
Did the other detective give you his business card?
I believe so.
Okay, well, here's mine in case you want it for any reason.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
Do you swear that everything you told us is true?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. I know it's a little hectic right now. And then I know you were about to head somewhere. If you can just hang tight and refrain from going back in your car, please.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I was actually gonna move it over a spot.
No, just leave it
So-
here. It's fine. Thank you.
Why would you go move your car over a spot? They don't want you near the shit. Get out of your house. Get out of your car. Dude. Yeah, he misses his phone. This guy. My phone will do an update and I schedule it because I heard some people just talking this the other night and some Idaho 4 bullshit. My phone is a very expensive Android. For years, I refused to buy those expensive phones, but over time, I really wanted this camera. But now that I got this phone and I've had it for quite a while now, I'm very pleased with it. But if I want to do an update, I schedule it for the middle of the night when I'm asleep because I'm busy all day with my phone. I ain't got time for it to go down in the day because my kids need me. It's not. You just don't accidentally reset shit. Exactly. You purposely. How many times is your phone going to ask you to confirm shit? I can't even go to the store and swipe my debit card without answering 50 questions about yes, I'm sure. Okay. So. I'm going to pull up, well, I'm going to do that tonight, I guess. I'm going to review some of the other stuff and see if we have anything else new that's coming out today that we can review tonight. If you guys want to come back later on tonight and do some more review of this case, I'm down for it. I do got a busy afternoon, getting things squared away before all the kids get home and all the things that we do as parents in life. But I did want to come on and at least go over that with you guys, and because I know that we've took some deep dives into this case, me and a few other people here, and I knew that we'd already been talking about it a little bit last night. Those of us that saw it and knew it was out, and boy, did we have a lot to say. Yeah, Jeff, everything. And I want to gather. I mean, I have it all saved, but I want to review their very early interview, the very first one. And a reporter that interviewed them down in Orlando, her name is Hannah McKenzie. She used to be here on my end of Florida. She was my local reporter, one of mine. She's cool as shit. I love her. But I've talked to her a little bit in DMs when this case first happened. I don't like to poke and pry and try to force people into talking. But I've often wondered, does anybody in the area know where this woman's at? If they don't, why aren't y'all? If I was a reporter down there, I'd be like, I'm going to snoop around that family's house and see if I can see this lady coming and going out the front door. Where's she at? What is she doing? But I want to review Hannah's interview. And I know a lot of you guys saw the very early interviews that they did together, Jen and Stefan. And the bizarre behavior they exhibited from the beginning, the very, very beginning. And then when the documents began to come out, we could see like Jennifer was totally lying her ass off. Why? I promise you, if my daughter didn't show up at school and the last person to take her was my ex-boyfriend who just came to visit for the night, I'm not going to sit here and say, okay, I'll agree to say we took her. or I'll agree to say y'all were going to go to McDonald's just because I don't want them to think bad about you. Oh, hell no. I'm thinking bad about you right now, and I want to know every fucking thing you know. And I'm going to go tell the cops, you better do your due diligence to figure this out, because I'm going to have to hurt this dude, and I'm about to go down for the DP in Florida. I'll take it. I will fucking absolutely take it. Lord help me. I'm just catching up on chat, guys. Yeah, I think he knew part of it was coming, especially when they wanted the phone. Oh, y'all going to keep my phone? When can we go back home? Dude, quit worrying about your own comfort. This child is missing. You remind me of another couple of parents that ain't out looking for their baby either. What's wrong with you people? I'm going to tell you a little story. My daughter, who passed when she was 16 of the brain aneurysm, when she was 11, went to go across the street to spend the night with the little girl across the street. The girl across the street, had been to my house a dozen times for sleepovers, and nothing ever happened. Nothing. She goes to that child's house one time. I get a phone call at 6 a.m. Are the girls at your house? Excuse me? What do you mean, are they at my house? They spent the night at your house, lady. I jump up. I grab clothes. I run out my door. I ran across that street. I yelled at my husband, get up, their kids are gone. And I was out that door. By the time he got to me, I busted through that lady's front door and I beelined for that bedroom. When I slung that door open and saw an empty bedroom, my heart fucking sank. Within minutes, the entire neighborhood was looking for these two girls. Within 30 minutes, they were found walking down Highway 98, a very busy road. And when I asked my child, what the hell were you doing and what were you thinking? The other little girl wasn't happy at home and wanted to go to Texas to live with her aunt, and I didn't want her to walk alone. Do you realize you're in Florida and you're fixing to try to walk to Texas? Everybody in my neighborhood was looking for these kids. We weren't sitting at the house wondering, should we drive around? Should we call the cops? Should I call my mama? Hell no. I don't buy any of this shit. And when you see the interviews between them, it's insane, and it just drives you crazy how because you guys know how you would react if you walked in there and flung a door open and your child was gone. You're going to go tear everything apart, to look and find this child. My little girl got in a lot of trouble over that. And I sat her down and I said, were you trying to leave your home? No, Mom. I have no reason to. I was scared for her and didn't want her to go alone. Well, you know what? That horrible decision you just made has consequences, and now you're in trouble. And she finally realized the weight of what she did. And she wouldn't have went if the kid hadn't talked her into it, but that child absolutely hated her home life. And I know why. But it's just, I know how I reacted when mine was gone for just that 30 minutes and how I felt. How could these people be like, oh, can we go back home? Can we have our car? I need to keep my phone to call my mommy. Well, your mother's out there screaming around in her yard looking for Maddie into the wilderness, just yelling out her name. And she found your half torso doll. We can't forget about that. And she wasn't sure if it was real or not for the first, at glance. Who has a blow up doll in their room? Where the hell's your other half, dude? What do you do? Oh my God, y'all. It's very infuriating. That's why last night just wasn't the night for me to come on here, because I probably would have got myself thrown completely off YouTube. Because I already cussed like a sailor, and it probably would have went on for hours. I had to contain myself. That's the difference between adults. You get to learn to contain yourself sometimes. Never heard panic in that woman's voice. Never one time. Except when she was being interviewed, and that bouncing ass leg and all that nervous energy she had wasn't panic. It was, oh shit, are they believing our story? I don't know what she was thinking. Thank you, Doodle. I always forget that, guys. Please please like the video, because the most important thing with this case is for parents to see red flags. When Maddie went missing the same day Sebastian Rogers went missing, we did not know it was going to end up the way it did. Now we know. So I'm going to follow this case to the end because I am in Florida and I want to see him fry. I might even, if I'm still alive when that day comes, I might drive my ass down there to watch it. That's how I feel about it. I don't get into death penalty discussions here because I'm in Florida and I really, all my life, I'm used to it. So it is what it is. I could care less. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions on that subject. This guy absolutely deserves what Florida's fixing to hand to his ass, in my opinion. And I hope that they don't get on appeal. I hope that they don't take it to the Supreme Court to contest it, because our new law designed to protect children like Maddie has put him under the death penalty for what he did. I know for a fact they've already tried to challenge that law in the United States Supreme Court, but Florida's like, we don't give a shit. This is what we want. So I don't know if they're going to try to fight it at some point or later on an appeal if it'll come up. That I'll let the state sort that crap out. But for right now, he's facing what he's facing, and I couldn't be happier about it. Yeah, the sister said the computer, well, it was turned off, and we know that laptop from the school was found in the trash compactor. That was one of the things he threw in the compactor, was Maddie's stuff, and that was definitely in there. But she didn't have it on her when he was out there placing her body around, so even if they could get in and track it, it wouldn't have done any good. It never left the apartments. Never left the apartments, just like her phone. It would have shown she was there the whole time. Yeah, Jennifer was panicking the whole time because I don't know if there were, it's hard to tell. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. You're just naive. You didn't know what was going on. But I'm sorry. When I hear over and over and over and over, I sent them to sleep in bedroom number 4. Why is there an empty guest room in your home when you have a daughter who's a teenager sleeping in the living room? I'm going to tell you something. When my boy, with the 17-year-old, when he was little, I had a little 1-bedroom house. He got the bedroom. I took the living room. Because I'm willing to sacrifice for my child. Jen, take your ass to the living room to sleep and put your baby in that bedroom so she can have privacy. You had another roommate with a teenage son. Did you teach your daughter to come out of the bedroom with her robe on like my dad did to his 3 daughters and my mom? You come out of the bedroom, you make sure you're dressed, you have on your robe, you don't flaunt your shit, and you don't show it off. I've had to tell women I know, you might want to put a little something over your daughter there, because everything she's got at 5 years old is hanging out for the world to see, and pervs are on every fucking corner gawking at your child. But go ahead and teach her to twerk and call it cute. Go ahead, lady. Sorry, guys, I'm going to go on a tirade, and I don't like doing that. Well, sometimes I do. Makes me feel better. Hey, Dago, how are you doing? Yeah, I mean, this woman makes herself appear guilty, and the more we find out and the more that comes out, so I'm really curious to hear the rest of that interview. And like I said, I'm going to go get that here in a minute and see if it is really out, and we'll go and get it, and then we can review it later. Yeah, the king-size bed, big enough for all 3. What were you all 3 doing in that bed? And I'm not going to sit here and say she wasn't a part of it, because she absolutely could have been. I know people who have been in that situation. Or, like, I know of a case like that, I should say, where the mother was involved. And we've seen it time and time again where these teachers are caught with the 15-year-old boy. Shit, Pam Smart talked hers into killing her husband for her. And she's just now going to come clean with, I finally own my shit. Lady, get out of here with that crap. I'm taking a look at chat, guys. Yeah, I mean, you have to have talks with your kids, You don't just because every girl in America is going to run out there hanging all her shit out, don't mean you going to, baby. Let's talk about why you may not want to. Don't be ashamed of yourself. Go to the beach, wear your damn bikini, do you, because men should not be gawking at you because you're walking around in a damn bathing suit. But when you're presenting this to your little girls, you got to stop and think at some point, am I teaching them right or wrong? Or am I teaching them to be so vain the only thing that matters is what you can show to the world? I don't want to see that crap. I don't want to see your virtual porn going down when I'm in public. Save that shit for the bedroom when you get it home. Quit doing it in front of your kids. You're sending the young people the wrong messages. And you want to know what's wrong with today's youth. I'm pretty sure it's all today's parents. It's not the school teaching your kid bad. You got control over what your kid learns. They go to school for an education, not to learn how to function in society, how to adopt weirdness. I have to tell my grandson all the time, be a leader, not a follower. It's a conversation we have all the time. Yeah, I mean, every man wants a whore in the bedroom till every man in town's had her, right? Right. Well, guys, I'm going to probably close this down for the day and finish up my chores around this house before the crew all gets in a little while. And like I said, I'll go see if we really do have part 2 of that interview yet. I'll get it. It will not be until at least 8 o'clock tonight before I can get back in here. Maybe 7, it depends. But I will try to set it up to give you guys some notification on it. So if you want to rejoin later and hear the other part, and if we don't get the other part, we'll review some other stuff as well with the case. And I want to kind of get some maps together and some detailed stuff that we went over before that we might want to look at again. Oh, you're welcome, Butterfly. I knew because we chatted a little bit last night, Butterfly and I did. I knew she had seen the audio was out, and it's crazy. And I know she's took a lot of notes in the case. So we were deep diving the docs that we do have. But I do appreciate everybody coming in. I'm trying to grow the channel organically. It's going to be a slow grow, and I'm cool with that. It doesn't bother me at all. I like this little crowd, and I can take my time and read the chat and communicate with you guys because that's important to me. You have your voice, and you deserve it. You have your opinions, and you deserve it. And I appreciate everybody being respectful. And, you know, this case, everybody's kind of on the same page anyway. But it's an awful case, and I know things are discussed sometimes with it that are not pretty, but you can't get away from talking about the unpretty when you're talking about true crime. So I don't really apologize for it. And I'm an adult, and I do cuss a lot, and I'm not going to go apologizing for behaviors all the time. So I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us and reviewing that. Like I said, we'll get it all together, and we'll come back out, tonight, and we'll do another review and see what happens with it. So thank you all for coming in. Dago, I'm not sure if you're going live in a little while or not. If so, you guys go over there and hang out, and we'll see you guys later. But like I said, I'll get everything set up, and I'll meet you guys back here tonight, okay? All right, thank you. Have a good afternoon.